Hello there, everyone. This is Jenny.
And Amaranta.
Welcome back to EDCI 2210. Last time we had Emma Willard as a guest, and she was the first to open an all girls school, which makes her a very important figure in education. Today, we have a special guest, which I'm sure you all have heard of before. Joining us today is Matilda Wormwood. Welcome, Matilda. It is our pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So today we will be talking about education and we will try to discuss some examples that have happened in the past, along with laws especially pertaining to public schools. And along with all of this, we'll have to hope to gain insight about educational issues.
Before we begin, let's give Matilda some time to tell us a little bit about herself and her life growing up.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. Something I want everyone to know is that ever since I was little, I have had a passion for reading.
That's very impressive, Matilda, that you started reading at a very young age.
Well, I actually have a love for school in general, although it was through reading that I got to realize how important education really is.
That reminds us of how Emma Willard believed that all girls should have a proper education, therefore, opening the first all girls school, ultimately, giving you the opportunity to pursue your love for education.
Okay, so now we will start accepting calls. If you have any questions for Matilda, please call the number on your screen, which is 956 205 2210.
Oh, look, it looks like we have our first caller. Please say your name.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam, and I'm a huge fan. Matilda, how did you feel when your parents would leave you home alone all the time at such a young age?
Well, I had to basically raise myself, although I had parents, but they were absent most of the time. And as a 4 year old, I had to teach myself things that your parents would usually teach you, and therefore that wasn't the easiest thing for me to manage.
Nowadays, we have a child neglect law that will hold parents responsible for leaving their child alone. How do you think this could have helped you?
Well, I personally think that I would have been able to go to school a lot sooner, and my living conditions could have been taken care of a lot sooner as well.
This law does protect children from neglect and permits them to have better living conditions. This allows them to focus better in school.
Great question, Sam. Thank you for calling in. The lines are open again for more callers. Hello, welcome to the show. What is your name?
Hey Matilda, this is Pam. My twin sister Sam had just called and we're both huge fans. Is there any shocking moments that you still remember from your years in school?
Well, there were particular incidents where my principal, Ms. Trunchbull, forced one of my classmates to eat a cake in front of the whole school, and the way that she grabbed him was not at all professional. Another time, she grabbed my friend Amanda by the pigtails and threw her across the schoolyard, which everyone knew this as a hammer throw because it wasn't something new to us.
Wow, she sounds like a very aggressive person, not all fit for a position in education.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I am aware of a term called by corporal punishment, but I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Corporal punishment is a way teachers can physically punish their students. This law was challenged by a case known as Earnhardt versus Wright in 1977. The law established a limit to corporal punishment. While it is still used today, it is not very common nor it is as harsh.
It's nice to know that there is now a law that can prevent from excessive punishment and that students won't have to grow up seeing what I saw.
Thank you for your question. Let's keep those good questions coming.
Oh, look, we have another caller. Please say your name.
Hi, you all. My name is Cam, and my sister Pam and I were actually triplets. Education and helping students is my passion. Teachers sometimes slip up and get too comfortable. Was there any situations that you recall happening similar to this?
So, as I previously mentioned, when Miss Trunchbull grabbed Amanda by her ponytails, she made this really weird remark that I remember. She asked her if she was a pig, And not only that, but she also proceeded to call her mom a twit.
I'm pretty sure students today come to face similar situations. Even though we all have freedom of public expression, there is a limit on what you can say.
Actually, there was a case called Healthy City School District Board of Education versus Doyle in 1977, where a teacher argued and swore at colleagues and students and was dismissed from his position.
Yes, everyone has the right of their First Amendment, but because of their profession, you must be extra careful.
We have time for some more questions. Please feel free to call in.
Another caller, please say your name.
Hey, my name is Sarah, and I may not be a triplet, but I'm still a huge fan. Do you think teachers should be held accountable for their students' well-being?
I think teachers should be able to teach beyond the classroom and help students succeed in more than just their academic career.
Oh, just like what Miss Honey did for you?
Yes, exactly. She was a great teacher and an even better mother. I remember her classroom was always so welcoming, which made learning fun and easy, and we weren't reprimanded for making errors. More than that, she actually cared about our lives outside of school. Without her, I wouldn't be where I am today.
She really does sound like a great teacher, but we are aware that not all teachers are like that.
In fact, there is a tort law which deals with civil wrongs instead of criminal wrongs. And what this means, for example, if a teacher were to neglect his or her students and they were to get hurt during that time, then that means that the tort law comes into play.
This law definitely wouldn't apply to Miss Honey.
I want to take this remaining time to remind all of our listeners how important education is and how fortunate we are for having this opportunity to pursue our educational goals. In addition to this, we would like to mention our awesome sponsor, Holler If You Hear Me by Gregory Michie. This book is based off the true events of a teacher's obstacles in a new school.
Yes, I absolutely love that book. And as you all know, I love reading. And some of the things I have mentioned have appeared in the book. For example, I remember this one thing that is mentioned when the teachers would call their students stupid and would not believe in them.
Mr. Michie is also somewhat like Miss Honey because he cared for his students to the point where he would keep in touch with them even after they had left his class.
I just realized that I have actually read another book, which is written by Malala, and it comes to mention the struggles that she has to go through in order to get an education. And I can't believe I hadn't thought about how we both had a desire for education and both had obstacles to get to it. Although I will admit her struggles were a lot more difficult than mine, we were both trying to achieve the same goal.
It just further proves how education can be taken for granted and that there is a lot more to education than what meets the eye.
I'd like to thank Matilda Wormwood for coming in and talking with us, and all of our resources that allowed us to do this show. Until next time, thank you for listening.